What's good, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Monica Israel, aka the Mahogany Sun. How y'all doing today? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. If you like the vibes here, and if you're a returning follower, y'all know the drill. Come on in, take your shoes off, ground. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to give me a like. It'll help me out in the algorithm. Okay. So today's video is kind of going to be a combination video. So we're kind of going to do an offering slash herbal smoking blend. We're going to do a herbal smoking blend offering, okay, to the Khemetic deity Bast. Alright, now this particular herbal blend is to Bast because it incorporates sage, white sage, catnip, and red raspberry leaf. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the healing properties of these herbs, as well as what zodiac signs they would be best used for. And then we're also going to talk about a little bit about Bast and her ancient history and why some of these herbs were used as offerings to her. Alright, so if you're interested in any of that, stay tuned. We're about to smoke one for the Goddess Bast. Alright, so as always, or this is only our second time doing this, so as last time, I'm going to tell you guys about the healing properties and tell you guys we're going to go ahead and roll up this smoking blend. Alright, so let me show y'all what's I got real quick. Here we go. Alright, so today's blend in honor of Bast, okay, now I seen a tweet the other day that said that y'all act like our ancestors didn't go to the club, or like drinking and smoking is not acceptable to the ancestors, or isn't it appropriate offering to your ancestors, when in reality our ancestors actually love a little drink, a little smoke. So offering herbs to the ancestors is actually really beneficial, especially if your ancestors were offered this in their time, in their era, in pre-dynastic era. Bast was actually a very high honored deity. Alright, she actually had a lot of names. She was a goddess of a lot. She was a protector of Lower Egypt, of the Lower Nile. She was at first depicted as a lion-headed goddess, as a fierce lion, you know, as in her protector role, when she was a protector of not only of the of the home, but more so, you know, in pre-dynastic era, she was the protector of the pharaoh and of the sun god Ra. So she was more so depicted in alongside Goddess Sekhmet. If you want to check out my altar video to Goddess Sekhmet, you can watch that video. But she was closely related to Sekhmet in that aspect, where she was in her docile nature very honored, but also in her protective nature she was even more honored, because she was protector of a whole of a whole part of Egypt, of Lower Egypt, of a whole region of people, as well as on a smaller scale, on a more domestic scale. She was nurturing and protective, and in her more nurturing and protective state, I'm supposed to be warming up, but in her more nurturing and protective state, she was depicted as a domestic cat, and most likely a domestic black cat. All right, we have a lot of superstitions or negative superstitions around black cats, but in reality, cats were actually very, yet again, high honored in Egypt. I talk about this, well, kind of in my other video. I said that cats are solar powered, all right, which is why she was closely related. Both of these goddesses, Sekhmet and Bast, were closely related to the sun god Ra, and were later known as the Eye of Ra. Bast was also known as the Lady of Flame, okay, in her protector state. So in ancient days, in ancient Egypt, our ancestors, or the Bast, was actually offered catnip. Catnip was one of the most used offerings to Goddess Bast, especially in honor of her domestic qualities. So in her more docile state, she was known to watch over like fertility. She would be offered catnip. Let me show you guys. This is my dried catnip. I'm talking. So we're gonna be using catnip. All right, this is my dried catnip. Use it dried or fresh. All right, we got raspberry leaf. Red raspberry leaf. Then this was my dried sage bundle. I'm going to use. But talk about that so we can do this all at once. In her domestic, she was often offered catnip as a fertility spell, as fertility magic. Also, in protecting home and protecting childbirth. Okay, that doula energy. She was also protector of the home and not allowing any diseases or evil spirits to come in. Now, we got a little lavender and mint still count. Okay, so this is what my catnip, dry catnip looks like. I'm just going to peel off some of these leaves. Okay. Now, I actually want to explain to you guys what each of these herbs uses and properties are, and then what they are like in magic and spells. Okay. Now remember our ancestors in ancient Khemets, the Nubians. Okay, they believed in three main principles: alchemy, astrology, and theurgy, or magic. All right, so using magic and with a combination of using magic, astrology, and alchemy, okay, to get into a higher state of consciousness, to be at their ultimate source of consciousness, the highest Kundalini energy. Okay, so when we are using these herbs, when we are using these offerings, we are doing so in honor, in reverence, okay, to not only calm ourselves, to center ourselves, so that we can be in a more conscious state, but so that we can also honor the ancestors, the whole bloodline that came before us. Okay, so first things first. So we got a little raspberry leaf. So first thing, so as I'm learning a little bit more about these smoking blends or smokable herbs, all right, there's actually a long list of smokable herbs, so this is going to be a nice series. Okay, now disclaimer, I use my herbs 90% of the time for teas and tonics. The triple teas, tonics, and tinctures. Okay. Now smoking, although I do smoke herb, okay, cannabis, smoking in any form is not the healthiest. Okay, so this is just an alternative if you want to have an alternative to smoking cannabis, or you want to like, you know, wean off of it, okay, take a fast from it, if you want to detox from it, these herbs are not only a way to honor your ancestors, but also to honor your temple by giving your your system a break from stronger chemicals. Okay, I'm gonna let THC. Okay, so in learning about smoking blends, there are like 3 types of herbs that go into a blend. Okay, so you have neutral herbs, you have the base herb, supportive herb, and then the flavoring herb. Okay, so and then something you have is something called a neutral herb. Okay, so a neutral herb, excuse me, first is what we are using. All right, what we are using this kind of blend are using to, using in replacement of weed, of cannabis. In the last one I used lavender and mint. I combined it with weed, but this one we are just going straight herbal blend. Okay, so this is going to be a mixture in replacement of our cannabis, our marijuana. All right, so our first supportive herb are herbs that are going to have the most potent effects, okay, or the most potent taste, which is going to be our sage and our catnip. All right, and then a good neutral herb will be our red raspberry leaf. Okay. Okay, so let me run that back. Okay, so let me run that back. So we have our supportive herb. We have our supportive herb, which is going to be both of our herbs from the mint family, which are white sage and catnip. All right, so the sage is our supportive herb and has the very aromatic. Okay, the strongest, has a very strong scent. All right, this is going to be used to improve our mood, invoke relaxation, and also to boost memory. And then we have the catnip, which is it also works as a slight sedative, but it also helps to improve your mood and anxiety. Okay, so catnip, is used in a magic sense. Okay, and like I said, we're just gonna pull out a couple of leaves from here. When we're wanting to use catnip in magic and in offerings, all right, catnip is used not only as an offering to the goddess Bast, all right, to channel fertility magic or love magic or childbirth protection or just child protection. Okay, but she also this herb is also helpful for invoking predictive dreams. Okay, if you would like to tap more into your intuition, to your psychic abilities, to that 12th house energy, to that Pisces Neptunian energy, that dream state where you can't really see things clearly. It's a different realm. It's a different portal that you get access to. Catnip is good for that, and it's good as an offering, especially before bed. I would say before bedtime to Bast, so that she can come to you in your dreams or be able more of service to you in your dreams. Okay, but also in your waking state. Okay, it is also very good, and I'm thinking about making these into little charms, protective charms to add onto the charm. Okay, but in your waking state, it is also good to use as in an infusion. If you would like to, if you're trying to overcome obstacles or like a difficult point in your life or a difficult situation, it is good to use herbs to drink them, to catnip to drink them, to drink it, or wearing it in a charm. Okay. and it will allow you to channel that energy to make those obstacles easier to face or to overcome, right? So this is our blend. I don't know if you can see it, y'all, without me spilling it everywhere. Okay. So we got our raspberries, kind of thickums, and we're just using the ball cones like we did last time, right? So before I go on, because we was talking about the sage. We was talking about the sage. Spilled some shit everywhere. Okay. But sage is also a member of the mint family. It is useful in invoking spiritual purity and grounding. So if you want to get a little bit more grounded, now when you use sage, especially wrapped up in a bundle, to like for cleansing energy, if you want to cleanse your space or yourself, or cleanse your aura, especially when it's combined with cedar or sweetgrass. Okay. Sage is very useful for that, and it's also perfect for offering to Bast in this herbal blend, because sage's properties actually are very helpful for fertility, magic, luck, and prosperity, which is everything that we wish to the principles and the attributes that we wish to honor in Bast and to invoke within ourselves, right? Okay. So, and lastly, sages also rule. Actually, we're going to do that last when we get into the signs, okay? So, and then our final blend is the red raspberry leaf. Raspberry. The red raspberry leaf, okay? So, red raspberry leaf is often used in poultices and teas. Now, if you guys don't know what poultices, teas, tincture, tonics, and all that stuff is, I'm actually working on it for a couple of months now. Okay. And I really want it to be just like these kind of videos, everything I'm talking about, okay, so that you guys can really get an in-depth look at what herbs are and how they relate to our ancestors. Okay. But so raspberry leaf, and I use raspberry leaf especially, I'm going to tell you again why, for menstruation, like for yoni health, because it is, as red, it is the very good root chakra herb. It's very good for any kind of root chakra related body parts, or root chakra related spirituality, okay? So it is an astringent herb, and it is helpful for women as a tonic to help ease menstrual discomfort or morning sickness in pregnancy. Okay, so like I was just talking about, is really good for any type of thing of dealing with women, honestly, like women fertility, women and children, yoni health, all this stuff that our dear goddess, our dear deity Bast represents. All right, perfect herb. So we're about to smoke one for the goddess Bast. I'm about to put one in air for Bast. Okay, now as I finish rolling this up, I'm trying to stuff it. These raspberry leaves are really thick, so it's taking a little longer. Let's get in here. So I'm going to tell you about the zodiac signs that would most benefit from these herbs. Okay, catnip, Aquarius. Aquarian placements, you are actually going to benefit the most from catnip. All right. So Aquarius typically need any type of plants, and this is like foods, herbs, or like actual flowers. Okay, flowers and plants. They need anything that's going to help with circulation, relax their nervous system, and promote inspiration. All right, and the properties of catnip are going to do just that. All right, and then Leos as well. And we're going to say Leo for a couple of reasons, okay? So we know Leo as the sun, ruled by the sun. And who do we know honors the sun? All right, who is the eye of Ra? The sun god. All right. So not only are we honoring Bast, do we see Bast or the feline energy? We get feline energy here, but we also see sun energy here, that masculine energy. So it's kind of a balance here with the masculine and feminine energies. All right, Leo energy there, and Leos, any type of plans for Leos are going to need help. Anything that's going to regulate their blood pressure and uplift them. All right, so Leos are very bright, are very bold, are very confident. So they're going to need anything that's going to help to continue to stimulate that energy in them. All right, and the more so with that that feline energy, and even because we see Sekhmet with that feline energy. Okay. So lionesses, even if you're a Leo lioness, you don't have to be just a lion, all right? Because we see lions. We saw lion in Bast and Sekhmet, all right? I just want to do a video of like other feline goddesses, all right? Because we also have Sashat. That's me, Onzi. That's the wife of Teshuti. Oh. Greek poem. All right, Sashat is the leopardess goddess. All right, y'all see it, y'all see all the leopard that be around these parts. Okay, and she is the goddess. She was a scribe. She was a writer, mathematics, a lot of the same things that Thoth did as well. The Shuti. All right, go out, bless y'all. All right, and lastly, we had Sage. I'm also going to throw Pisces in there. Oh, I said Sage, but I was going to say Sagittarius, and I'm also going to throw Pisces in there simply because we have this catnip, and it is very about the dream state, Neptune, Pluto, Neptune, Pisces energy. All right, and then but we also have Sagittarius. All right. Sage is actually associated with the planet Jupiter, all right, as red raspberry is associated with Libra, and is associated with Venus, which is Libra and Taurus energy. All right, but yes, good for any Sagittarius placements, as these herbs, you Sagittarians need anything that's going to help support their liver, be high in mineral silica, and help to promote positive mind frame. All right, as we know, all of the properties in this smoking herbal blend that we are about to offer to Goddess Bast do all of that. All right, help with all of that. Now again, I'm working on you can do your research, but I will also probably list here all of the properties of each of these, as well as what they help to promote and to heal, and their magical properties. Okay. And then lastly, before we light it up in honor, before we light one up, then we have the red raspberry leaf. As I said, red raspberry leaf is associated with the planet Venus, and we know Venus to be very feminine, very about fertility, about beauty, about honor, about grace. Okay, which is Libra and Taurus energy. All right. That kind of femme fatale. I can be nice, but I can also you up. So don't try me, okay? So yes. So if you guys like this video, please make sure to give me a thumbs up if you found any of this information helpful. If you was rolling up with me while we while we was learning, okay? Go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this kind of content, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe, share, like, comment, do all of that. Hit the notifications bell so that you know when I post. It's not often, honestly, but I'm still working on that. I have a lock video coming up for you guys soon, so stay tuned for that. And we're actually going to go into a little quick meditation before we get into this so that we can properly honor our Goddess Bast. Okay? Alright, y'all. So y'all know from the last altar video that there are a couple elements that you need on your altar before you get started. Okay? So actually, the only thing that I'm missing is a picture or an amulet, statue, charm of Bast. I had her on a necklace as my amulet over the weekend, last weekend, and I actually left it at my mom's house. So I don't actually have a picture of her, but I have all the other elements. I have a plant here with some stones as my earth element. I have my candle here as my fire element. I don't have a waterfall yet. So I just have some coconut water here as my water element. Yes, and our candle as well as our air element. So we have fire and our air element. Okay. Alright, so I actually have just this sage, wood sage, to do our prayer. Okay. Thank you, Goddess Bast, for today. We come to you in gratitude. We come to you with this offering. Thank you for today. I ask that you continue to protect my children and all of the children that come after you, your seeds, descendants of our Father, God Ra. We ask that you bless any of your seeds who wish to heal their womb, heal their fertility. We're offering you this blend in thanks and with gratitude, in reverence and in honor, to improve our mood, to help relax us, to help us concentrate, to invoke better dreams, prosperity, luck. Thank you for all that you do and all that will be done in honor of your name. Ashe. It was actually like the lavender and mint one. It tastes like actually just like really, like you taste everything. You taste everything. You know what, cannabis is kind of just like one flat note, even though they always have like these wild crazy name flavors. All of it like tastes the same, and like even like if you get like the diesel, it still just tastes like like some loud, like it doesn't have like that hint of like fruity flavor, like. But you can definitely taste the raspberry, and I definitely taste, I feel like I taste everything, but mostly the raspberry, and it burns really slow. And then we get in that white smoke. I actually like this a lot better. I mean, I did eat before I did this, but I like this a lot better. And I think because I actually have a better blend in here. The last one, I think I just did the lavender and mint with the cannabis, with the marijuana, and it was kind of strong. And that's also what I wanted to say. When you have I don't know if I mentioned this, You have the supportive herb, your base herb, and then you have your flavoring herb. Your flavoring herb is going to give it that spark, that kicker, all right, that kicker of taste. But without a base herb, the supportive herb can be kind of strong, a little harsh to the throat. And that's kind of what the last one was. This one is a little bit more even, slow burning. Alright. Well, we got one more video to do today. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be kind of a difference. Alright. But again, make sure to give me a like, share, comment, subscribe if you like the vibes here, and I will catch you beautiful flowers in the next video. Peace and love, y'all. Ashe.